So I'm with my new friends, the Lycettes, here in Bangor, Maine. They have the most beautiful gardens, you guys. I could not wait to bring you out here, and I want to thank you for letting me come and crash your backyard.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And I met them because they are involved with the Peony Society of Maine, and in early June they have tours of gardens throughout the area to show off all the beautiful peonies. So let's talk about peonies, because you are the experts. Starting with, like, how many plants do you have in your gardens, or did you lose count?
I lost count, but it's over 300 now, I believe. It's really very hard to count them now, but I think, was it 2 or 3 years ago we counted, we had 300 then. And we're always adding and subtracting and moving them around, so it's hard to keep track.
What started your obsession with peonies?
Well, that's really easy. I started gardening seriously after I retired, which has been 25 years ago. Seems like a long time ago that I was working. And so I started gardening, and I love perennials that come back year after year after year. Somebody that I ran into talked me into trying peonies, and I thought, well, peonies are so expensive. Back then, and that was years ago, good peony just back then was over $20, up to $30 for a nice one. And so I thought that was expensive until I found out that they live forever. So I started doing the math, and I said, wow, the peonies live forever. So if you count the price of them and divide it by the number of years they live, it's a bargain. And plus they're beautiful, and when they bloom, they have wonderful fragrance, just beautiful flowers. They're just a wonderful plant, and they'll be here when I'm not here, because they live that long, and you can't beat them, I don't think.
And they do well in our climate.
They love our climate.
In Maine.
They love our climate.
Yeah.
They like to have a cold season.
Winter.
They like to have over 30 days of below freezing, and that really makes them grow beautiful. Yeah, they could do a little bit they could do okay in a warmer climate, but in Maine it's just ideal for them.
Yeah. Do you? I don't want to hurt any of their feelings, but do you have a favorite?
Oh, I have several favorites.
Yeah.
And I if you're going to do a video here and tell people about, I'll tell you about some they should have. They should have a red charm for sure.
A red charm.
A red charm, and a coral sunset.
Coral sunset.
And a festiva maxima, which falls down to the ground. It's an old plant. It's over 200 years old, I think. But it's got the fragrance that you just die for.
Festiva
maxima.
Okay, got
and you
that.
can search that one. They should have those three.
Good.
There's lots more, but I would recommend those three. And then on top of that, they should try the itos. They're intersectional peonies, and they're a cross between herbaceous and tree peony. And they have the flowers of a tree peony. They die down, and they have strong stems, so you don't have to support them up. They just stand up all by themselves. And they bloom the way they bloom. I love the way they bloom. They start out with some buds that'll open up, and then they'll have more buds come up, and they're like more continuous than any herbaceous, because they'll bloom for sometimes 2 weeks or more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I just love them. And
what was the name of that one again?
That one over there is Callie's Memory.
Okay.
And Bartzella, I should have said Bartzella to you. They should have a Bartzella. That's an ito. That's a yellow one. They should have it.
The yellow one?
It's a yellow one, right?
We'll go look at those.
Okay.
We'll go look at
The
those.
thing about peonies is they make a wonderful just plant species just to look at the
Just
garden.
the foliage.
Yeah,
right,
just
exactly.
Exactly. All different kinds of leaves,
Yeah.
and they just look attractive all year.
Yeah. They do. They fill in beautifully. And then after they go by, you deadhead?
I deadhead almost all of them. If a person wants to try growing peonies from seeds, then they have to not deadhead them and let the seeds mature on the plant. And then just as the seed pods start to open, they can collect seeds. But if you wanted to do that, you have to not deadhead.
Okay.
So I have a few that I don't deadhead, and all the rest of them I deadhead.
Yeah.
By deadheading, it helps the plants grow better because it helps when they're forming seeds after they bloom and have the seed pod. They're actually taking energy to try to make the seeds. So if you cut the seeds all off, deadhead them, then more energy will go into the roots.
Right. Right.
Help the plant to grow better for the next year.
Yeah. When is a good time if you don't have peonies and you're watching this video and you're thinking, well, now I need to have some. Give us some planting tips or timing of planting. Is summer a good time to plant, or is it best to wait until fall?
No. Well, there's two things. You can buy potted plants from a nursery, and if they're potted, you can dig a hole and plant those in the ground right then, because they're already planted. So you just take them out of the pot and put them in the ground. You can do that any time of the year.
Okay.
Because they're already, you get them, they're already growing in a pot. The best way to get them is pick them out of somewhere that grows them, and order them spring, summer. A lot of times if you don't order them early, they'll be out of stock.
Oh.
So if you really got one you ought to order it early, and they usually ship here in beginning of middle August to September, and you can plant them then anytime until the ground freezes.
Okay.
But late August and September is wonderful months to plant them. That's the root ones, the ones with the bare root.
And that gives them time to get settled in.
They'll get settled in the winter. Yeah. And sometimes they won't bloom the first year, and sometimes they will. It depends on the root stock you get, and you have to be patient.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll get plants like you see over there.
Do you put anything special in your planting hole?
When I plant them, I put a little bone meal, and I make some compost. I put a little compost in the bottom of the hole, and a little of composted cow manure, and I just kind of stir that up in the bottom of the hole. And then I add some good garden soil and kind of mix that around and stir it up a little bit so it gets combined nicely. And then start filling it up until it's time to put the root in. And the root, it goes last because you fit that in so that the little eyes, if you know what, I can say eyes and you might not know, but it's like the little spouts that come out of a potato when they get old.
Yeah.
That's an eye. And the peony root has little eyes that they'll be coming out when you get them in the fall. The eyes will already be there. Sometimes they're white, sometimes they're pink or red. And those want to be no more than 2 inches below the surface of the ground when it's all filled in.
Oh.
So then you put that root in and cover it all up, and like I said, make sure they're not too deep. And then you water it in good, and there you go.
There you go. Do you fertilize them at all?
They don't need it. After what I did, when I put the bone meal and the compost and the cow manure, that's all fertilizer in the bottom of the hole.
Yeah.
And if you have good garden soil, they'll be fine. If you want to fertilize it, you can give it a mild fertilizer. You want to make sure that you don't give it too much nitrogen, because if you do, then you'll have all leaves and no flowers.
Yeah. What about location? If I have the area I'm thinking about planting mine gets morning sun, but then by about 2 o'clock it's shaded.
Yeah.
Is that enough sun? Do they do best in full sun, part shade?
They do best in 8 hours or more of sun.
Okay.
But they will do. I've got some in same as what you have, and I can show you that. They will grow. They bloom later. And they're not quite as vigorous, but they're lovely to behold. So.
Okay, so what's the deal with the ants?
Oh, the ants love them.
Well, I know, and I've had people say, "Oh, don't plant them too close to your house, because then the ants are going to take over, and it's going to be, what do you think?"
That could be true.
True or false?
It's true. The ants will occasionally find their way in the house. I have so many peonies right next to my house, as you can see. And there's enough peonies to keep the ants pretty busy. So, but every once in a while they'll stray, and we'll see an ant here and there. and you know, they do love peonies.
What are they
And
doing exactly?
when the peony starts to open, there is a syrup that is what do you excrete. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Secretes. There we go.
The plant, the bulb secretes a little syrup when it's opening, and the ants aren't helping at all. Like, people tell you that they need the ants to open the peonies. That's not true.
They're just being selfish. They just want to eat it.
They just love it.
Yeah.
They're there to have a nice little.
Yummy,
if they had pancakes, they'd have pancakes and syrup. But you know, but you know, and so yeah, the ants can be. If you don't like ants, probably not have peonies, but just plant them farther away. So
Any other advice? And by the way, you can hear your lovely fountain in the background, and
I love that.
these gardens are, wait till you see, just amazing. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I do. The Fiesta Maxima.
The which one?
The Fiesta Maxima.
Fiesta Maxima. Oh yeah, we'll go look at that one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. This is great.
This is great.
Let's walk around and look at a few if you have a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it all right?
And this is a over 200-year-old plant, but it doesn't have strong stems. And smell that.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, and it falls right over. Even though I've got it supported up, the stems bend right over.
Yeah.
That's
gorgeous.
Maxima.
It's so beautiful out
This
here.
is Diane Parks. It's quite similar to red charm. Like, this is the way it opens up. It's quite similar to red charm, but that's pretty well. This is coral sunset.
That's gorgeous.
But this is the second bloom.
Oh.
See these here?
Yep.
These was the first blooms, and it blooms twice on secondary buds. These are the seed pods I was talking about.
Oh,
and all seed pods aren't fertile.
Yeah.
And this probably has seeds just starting in here. See the little seeds starting in there?
Oh yeah.
They'll grow and grow and grow until it puffs right up, and
wow.
when in the fall it'll split open.
Wow.
And if it was fertile, you could take the seeds and plant and try to grow some from seeds, which it wouldn't be the same as some other plant, by the way.
Huh.
So, okay. These are all secondary buds here that after the original, I've deadheaded this one, and these are secondary buds. This is Ivory Victory.
What's that called?
Ivory Victory. What a beautiful.
Oh, my shadow. Sorry about that. Ivory Victory.
Ivory Victory. Isn't that a beautiful bloom?
Wow.
That's another one. That's Ivory Victory.
Ivory Victory.
So this is red charm right here, and you get to see one that's almost ready to be gone. That one right there, but it's just barely hanging on.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, I've got everything here. This is Angel Cheeks. This is a really pretty one.
That is, wow, that almost looks like a cupcake.
Yeah, I think that one's.
Look how that grows.
I think that's quite fragrant too. I'd probably fall over if I tried to bend, but you can smell this one if you
What's
want.
that called?
Angel Cheeks.
Angel Cheeks.
Yeah. Give us some idea if you wanna.
Angel Cheeks. I gotta smell that. Oh!
Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's so sweet. And it almost smells like a rose. Beautiful. Look at that.
Now, what doesn't belong in this garden? Take a look. The one that you're taking the picture of. This is a white garden, and
yeah, that's a different. Everything's white.
This is the one that's seashell. It was there, and I planted white around it, and I
love
didn't move it. Oh, there it is over there.
Oh, look at that.
Behind you, that's seashell over there.
Look at these. These are stunning. These are just absolutely stunning.
Now, I've planted these really close together, which you don't recommend with peonies close together because they compete for everything. But I planted those close together to make a nice white garden.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. This one is one of the ones that I grew from seed years ago. And look at the flower head on that.
Wow.
And take a smell of it too. I'm going to move that and try to smell it and get more of it.
Oh.
And that's one I grew from seed. It's not strong stemmed. I have to stand it up. But see what I mean by strong stems? See how strong these stems are?
Yeah.
versus these ones here.
Right.
Uh,
So some you have to do a little more supporting.
Yeah. This is a ito, which I was talking about. You know, that are a cross between a tree peony and a herbaceous.
Oh yeah.
And see how the leaves look like. This is a tree peony next to it.
Yep.
And see how the leaves are similar. And here's what I mean about the buds. This has already blossomed a lot. And see all these buds that are still going to open?
Yeah.
So it just sits here, and when it starts blooming, it just keeps sending out 2 or 3 flowers. And
this is such a beautiful labor of love. 50 years you've lived in this house.
oh yeah, 25 years in the garden.
25 years in the gardens.
Yeah.
This is stunning.
You like those ones?
Yes. They're gorgeous. Wow. Unreal. Well, thank you so much.
Let me show you.
Oh, one more.
Okay.
Go
one
ahead.
more.
You go.
Yeah. Well, you talked about these ones are more shaded out here. Remember?
Yeah, it is more shaded back here.
Back here is more shaded, and this is the angel cheeks again right here, and this one I've got supported under because that's what it needs. And see how these are later than the one over there, and they smell good.
I'm coming
That's
in.
quite a tall one too. They smell good. This is Coral Sunset, the one I was telling you
Oh,
about.
yeah.
This is my favorite. One of the ones I told you that everybody should have.
The Coral
And
Sunset, we all
Coral
need
Sunset.
this
And
in our life.
a lot of the first blooms are gone by, and there's secondary blooms
yeah,
on
look
it.
at that second one coming.
Yeah, that's a little tiny one. They're not, the secondary blooms are smaller than the original ones.
Yeah.
And this one starts out this color here, this coral color, and it just changes colors little by little, and eventually it turns into white, and then the petals fall off.
Oh, wow.
Really, really a fun one to watch, and it's got nice strong stems.
Coral Sunset. Note to self.
I'd want to show you this one out here. Watch out for chipmunks, but they're friendly.
So we're in more of a shaded
Okay,
part.
we're in here really shady. There goes the chipmunk. And,
And those-
see, they bloom in the shade. See,
Oh,
these
yeah.
ones are out here in the shade.
They
And,
look really pretty set in with the hostas.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, this is some of my early ones here. I've got one there named after my wife, Sally Jane.
Oh.